It's another boring B-side, another load of tat. It has no redeeming features, and we're really proud of that.
Hey everybody, this is the B-Side Podcast, where we talk about music, and music. Uh, we have today with us, me, Rob Likes Music, uh,
I'm Andrew from Andrew's
Andrew,
Music Reviews.
yeah, Jared, um, Toast,
Hi, my name is Just Your Ordinary Toast, and I am better than you can. I don't know.
and the Mercenarian.
Hello, I'm the Mercenarian. I pause between the words of my sentences every 2 seconds, and I will probably start grating on your nerves in exactly a minute. I am a fun person.
Hey,
Okay,
Yeah.
today,
Well, no,
today-
I was on that alarm bit.
you were on the alarm bit, but besides
But
that,
be honest, no
your
one
podcast.
waited for that.
okay. Today we talk about the discography of one of my favorite bands ever, one of the best 2000 bands overall, Coldplay. We'll discuss about their discography album by album.
Yep.
First we have Parachutes.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
parachutes.
This will be controversial.
This album is boring as shit, basically.
Yeah, I agree. Like, the only
It,
song,
it is very boring.
the only song
I-
on this
I
album
wouldn't-
that stood out to me was "Yellow," and even then, that one is like a 4 out of 5. It's just all of the songs just sort of like blend together. They're very samey sounding.
Not even Shiver?
I don't know why, but whenever I listened to this album twice, and I could only think this sounds a bit too much like at least one or two of U2's hits.
hmm
I don't know why, but whenever I
Okay.
think of this album, I just always come back to U2.
I think Coldplay's a band that's very inspired by U2 and
Yes.
Radiohead, so... hmm
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Let. Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily call Parachutes a bad album. It's just a very, very slow, samey album. So.
Okay. I used to think this is one of Coldplay's worst, but honestly, after many listens, I think it's their fourth best album from their first four album. It's their fourth best, I'd say overall. It's a pretty enjoyable album. I don't know. Whenever I'm pretty sleepy, I listen to this, or when I have insomnia. Honestly, I listen to this. It's relaxing. It's chill. It has some pretty great songs. My opinion is that the best songs on it are the singles "Don't Panic," "Shiver," and "Trouble," and "Yellow." The other singer is probably the worst, honestly, because it sounds like garbage.
In my opinion, in my opinions, I think the best songs are Spies, Shiver, and We Never Changed. And the worst songs would be like Yellow and High Speed.
I think we never changed. I think the album tracks, except for the last one, not the interlude after, the album tracks are pretty decent, but not very great. High Speed is really good, but it sounds very much like a Radiohead song.
Yeah, I think my favourite songs are definitely Shiver, Spies, Yellow, and Everything's Not Lost. The thing about this album is that I think it will be the best experience is at Christmas time, curled up in front of a fire or whatever with a mug of like hot chocolate or whatever, because it sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like a very cozy album, if you get what I mean. It's
I
sort of
could
like,
see that, yeah.
I can very
It's-
much.
yeah, it's sort of like warm and sort of slow, but it's nice and that.
I saw this album described as a rainy day album.
hmm Ooh,
Oh.
okay.
Oh,
The album is very controversial, and there's a lot to say about it.
Oh wow! I thought Sparks was actually the worst in the album because I loved the piano later on, but it was like far too boring. So
Yeah.
I thought
I
that
don't know.
my least favorite was probably Spies, for a similar reason. Really, it was just kind of dull. Didn't do much for me.
Excuse you.
It's
I think
it's a
I
mellow
liked-
album.
Hmm.
I think I liked Spies the most out of all of them because I can't really remember much of Spies, but when I did listen to it, I could think, you know what, this could be a song that could be on like a spy movie, just like an instrumental part. And you know what, I'm probably completely wrong because I haven't listened to it.
A James
Why?
Bond
But-
theme song.
Yeah, I think it was like very inspired by James Bond. Or that's what it said in Genius, at least. But no,
Yeah.
Shiver's definitely the best. Shiver's the only one I would recommend to people who don't like Coldplay, because I think that's probably like the fastest song in the album, like the fastest paced, and it's like it's the best because purely of that guitar riff. It's really
Yeah, that
good.
guitar riff was really good.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah, Shiver is one of my favorite Coldplay songs. Maybe my favorite overall. The sentiment is really strong, but I also love Trouble. Trouble is I know this is controversial because many say Trouble is the weakest, but Trouble is pretty emotionally impacting for me. It's a really sad ballad.
I did like the sentiment and stuff like that, the chorus, the trouble, but it was like far too boring. So
Yeah,
I can't remember much of Trouble.
yeah, I can't remember most of the album.
Yeah, I don't really remember much of this album in general. The only track which stood out to me was Yellow.
Man, because that was
And
a
I
big
think-
hit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I didn't mind the vocals in Yellow actually.
yeah.
But they're okay.
I kind of hate Yellow, but even that song, whenever I play the album, I sing the lyrics as loud as I can. It's enjoyable.
Okay.
I feel like
but
the writing is not like as good as it could be, but I feel like there's enough personality and melody and the lyrics to like make the song stand out over the rest of the album.
Yeah, but
Okay.
but the post-chorus vocals are just terrible in my opinion. You're scared. You're scared. It's so screechy. I hate it. But the rest of the album is it's decent or great. I'd say the guitar solo on "Don't Panic." I've heard it described as very Pink Floyd-ish, and I heard a lot of people say that Radiohead are Pink Floyd inspired. So
I did think the guitar solo felt a bit short in Don't Panic, and I think that I thought the synth was far too loud and makes it feel like kind of messy, and the vocals in the verses are like far quieter than the chorus. But other than that, it's pretty good. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a decent 3 out of 5 track.
which,
So,
well,
so
yeah.
a rush of
we
blood
should
to the
move
head.
on. We should move on
Wait,
to the.
okay. Before we head on to a rush of blood to the head, what would your rating of the album overall be?
I don't have my notes open. Give me a sec.
I
I'll
think
give
a
it
5. I
6
think
out of 10.
Andrew, I think said a 5 at one point.
Yeah, 5 out of 10.
I'd
I-
say a strong 7 or a light 8 maybe. I don't know. I just listened to this album a lot and I pretty enjoy it.
I would
I can
say
get why people love it.
I'd say I'd
you
give this
go.
like a 6 out of 10.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Alright,
moving
so
on to
head.
a rush of blood to the head. Yes.
We move
Oh,
on
boy.
to the rush of blood to the head.
Quick
Oh,
thing about
boy.
this
I love-
album. This was the first album I've ever bought on CD because it was £1 in Poundland. I was like, I was looking at the shelves and I realised that Rush of Blood to the Head was there. I was like, oh hey, I've heard this album's pretty good, and I bought it for £1. And when I had it, I listened to it, and I noticed, oh shit, now I have a CD collection. I'm gonna need to build up stuff. So so now I have like 17 CDs, which I could just listen to on Spotify. I've wasted like over £200 or something like that on CDs just because I need to build up a collection.
I mean,
So-
I also like listen to my music exclusively on streaming services, but I do want to build up a CD collection because I feel like it would be pretty cool to just own like a physical copy of this piece of music that I think is really great. And if anything were to happen to the streaming services, then I would have like something to fall back on.
Yeah.
I do have like a CD, 8
I have-
CDs, but it's not a very good collection when you know you've got Sam Smith on it.
I have a CD collection. I actually bought a CD box set of the first 4 Coldplay albums and got into Coldplay this summer. I always loved Coldplay, but these 4 albums were pretty good. We'll talk about them more later. But this album,
yeah.
A Rush of Blood to the Head, this is the second best album. It's a fight between this and the 4th album we'll talk about later. But I think this album has some of Coldplay's best material yet. Let me talk about my favorite songs. Politic, which is so energetic compared to some of the songs on Parachutes. It just starts so powerful, like God Put a Smile Upon Your Face. Again, one of my favorite Coldplay songs overall. I'd say Warning Sign, A Rush of Blood to the Head, and Amsterdam are also pretty great ballads. And of course, the big singles, The Scientist and Clocks, are also classics in my eyes. The only song I'd say on this album that I don't really love is a Whisper, because of the chorus that repeats a whisper, 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 which is just unnecessary.
Yeah, that is unnecessary. Plus, a whisper just like overstays its welcome, in my opinion. But my favorites. You go.
You go first.
Okay then.
Okay. You go.
All right. In my opinion, I would say the best songs are "God to Put a Smile on Your Face" and the 2 singles, "The Scientist" and "Clocks." They're both really great songs. And I also really liked "Green Eyes," which, I liked it.
Yeah, it's a good ballad.
Yeah. I think this was Coldplay's album where they were like, okay, Parachutes was nice and all, but like, how about we put some energy into our songs?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
I think the first 5 tracks on this album are amazing. Politics, absolutely fantastic. The drum line is incredible. In My Place is probably the worst of the 5 tracks. It feels sort of cozy, if that makes sense, just like Parachutes. But it's not as
I don't like the reverb on the guitar in My Place. That's why it's not one of my favorites. But it's a good song. Honestly.
Yeah, God Put a Smile Upon Your Face is like is magnificent. It's my second favorite Coldplay song, and it's sort of like the guitar solo in it doesn't feel like it's from a Coldplay song. If you know what I mean, it's sort of like it sort of feels like more heavier and sort of like more bitter. If you kind of go.
I don't know. A Whisper is the heaviest song on the album, and it's the worst also. So.
I wouldn't say that actually. I really liked the Whisper because it was so heavy and like, sort of fast. It sort of I felt matched with the emotions Martin was trying to put across, like really well. So the worst song is Daylight. The outro Daylight is it's so repetitive. He says that main line like 20 times or something like that.
Yeah, I enjoyed Daylight.
I think A Rush of Blood to the Head and Amsterdam are really good ballads, but I think they're a bit too sort of they're a bit too boring for me. I really liked the lyrics and the sort of lyrical sentiments and all that, but it's just the instrumentation. I like the Coldplay songs, like fast paced.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Makes sense.
Yeah.
For me, A Rush of Blood to the Head got a 6 out of 10. I'd say I did enjoy the album overall, and I feel like the good songs are like much stronger than like the ones on Parachutes. I really enjoyed The Scientist and Clocks, as well as In My Place and Warning Sign and A Rush of Blood to the Head. But I thought that there was a little bit too much filler for me to justify giving it a higher score. Out of their first 4 albums, I'd say this is probably the best one. But wait, no, Viva La
Yeah,
Vida
this was-
exists. Never mind, it's second best one. But I don't know. It's just I can't. I wouldn't feel it right giving it any higher than a 6 out of 10.
I find this to be Coldplay's second best album yet. Yeah, I find this to be Coldplay's second best album yet. I'd still give it like an 8 out of 10 because it is a very good album.
It's a
What's happening?
I think Green Eyes was like one of the worst because it was sort of like because it was this going for his country feel to it, and I think that it was integrated well, but I don't think it was integrated well enough. I think
I can
I'm
see
not
that.
really sure.
Yeah.
I thought like when I listened to Clocks when I listened to Clocks while listening to the album, I was like, wait a second, I remember that song.
Yeah, Clocks
I
is great.
remember being
That's
Clocks
the
is
David Guetta song. See, the first time I heard Clocks, I think, what? David Guetta, you lazy arse.
Okay.
Because I thought that the song
And-
Takes Over or whatever by David Guetta. When he's
And now
hey,
RGS enters.
RGS.
Sup?
hello. Hey, it's
Yeah.
RGS.
Hey, I was doing just fine before I met you. I think
Okay.
that's an issue.
Speaking of the
Uh,
Hey meme, the Hey meme,
Okay.
be sure to watch my worst list. because
Why'd you
I
give
do
Abbey
sneak
Road a
in
6
the
out of
Hey
10?
meme. Oh my god!
Oh,
Why
by
did
the
you?
way,
Why did you give? Okay.
Okay.
So
RGS,
Okay,
what
what-
are your thoughts on Parachutes quickly?
parachutes? More like parachutes. Am I right?
Okay.
we're talking
Okay,
about
I get it.
Wait,
we're talking about a rush of blood to the
Wait,
head.
quickly, before RGS gets
Alright.
into his thoughts, am I the one who can't hear Jarrett saying anything?
Jarrett, say something.
No, I can hear him.
Okay,
I
good.
don't know, though.
It's just, like, occasionally it seems like his voice is being activated, but just nothing is coming through, so. Alright, RGS, go on.
About parachutes?
Yeah.
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 Well, it was a bit boring. I listened to it twice, and I don't remember any of the songs besides Yellow, which is okay, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a mediocre album. It is forgettable too. But
Okay.
Rush of Blood to the Head is much better.
Okay. We are now on A Rush of Blood to the Head. What are your thoughts on that?
When I started listening to Coldplay, I thought that the only really great album was gonna be Viva La Vida and Dead and All His Friends. But this is actually pretty damn great. I mean, I love most of the songs, and it's really epic and fantastic, and it's some of the best. They are some of the best songs that Coldplay has ever done. It really is me.
Okay. I agree.
What?
Okay. Everybody got their thoughts out for A Rush of Blood to the Head.
Okay, ratings.
6
I
out of
would
10.
give it 8 out of 10.
Barely.
Oh,
Whoa, 9 of 10.
I give it a 9.3 out of 10, and this is the only other Coldplay album that has a higher rating than a 9.
Okay.
No. It's the first album. We'll talk about it later.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I don't know if I said, but Parachutes is 5 out of 10 in my opinion.
Oh my god, we actually agree on something.
Oh,
Okay, next we
I don't
talk
know who.
about
I don't know
X
who
and
has
I.
the best opinion now.
Oh, Toast, what was your
Oh.
rating of it? I don't think you gave it. Your
Me.
little way.
A Rush of Blood.
Sorry.
What's your rating for it?
My rating for A Rush of Blood to the Head is 8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So X and
Okay.
Y.
X
Ambassadors.
and Y.
Oh. No. Okay, let's move on to Viva La Vida right now.
No.
because-
No, X and Y.
X and Y.
Oh no. I have to talk
Okay.
about X and Y.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
I don't like it.
Oh,
Oh,
I
okay.
get it.
It's just okay. Let me go through my notes. I feel like the lively guitars and drums that were in A Rush of Blood to the Head were just drowned out with lifeless droning synths that just get worse the more you listen to them. This album is also plagued with Chris Martin's worst vocals. Awkward high notes combined with elongated syllables do not work for the poor guy, especially when they're once again drowned out by the boring synths. It's really saying when the best song on the album, which is A Message, is the one that sounds like it should be more on A Rush of Blood to the Head than this album, because it really does belong there. I give it a 4.5 out of 10, with best songs being A Message and Fix You, and worst songs being White Shadows and What If We Run Away.
Okay,
Okay.
I completely
words.
disagree. Wait, I completely disagree. I think this is this might be either the third weakest or the fourth weakest of the first four Coldplay albums, just because the writing is really cheesy, and it's an album that spawns in like two parts, and one of the parts is more satisfying than the other. But I think this album has one of Coldplay's biggest highs, but sadly some of their lowest lows.
This is
Reference to one of the
definitely-
songs.
Yeah, I would have to agree with Toast. I did not enjoy this album too much. It's probably my second least favorite from like these first four. And I think that's primarily because of the musical composition of this album. It's almost all ballads. I mean, Oversupply has lessened the value of that currency quite a bit. I mean, like, I like a good ballad here and then. Like, the only exception is like one of my top songs of all time. But
I disagree with you.
like
No.
the entire
Go
when
on.
the entirety of the album is ballads, then they just become less impactful. Like there's
Okay.
it's not switching up any noise. It's just the same musical formula over and over again. As such, I gave the album a 5 out of 10. My favorite songs were Speed of Sound, Talk, and Till Kingdom Come, and my least favorite songs were X and Y.
Okay.
Alright.
I disagree, because I think if you make a rock album that's all rock and no ballads or switch up between the sounds, no wait, I meant I meant it the other way around. No, if you have a cohesive rock album like Brand New Eyes, and in the middle of the album you have like one ballad, it kind of kills the mood, in my opinion. Like you are really pumped up with the album, and all of a sudden you have this ballad that's sometimes boring. The only exception is the exception.
To be honest, when
But
I like
the-
the only exception.
I don't know if the album wasn't really very boring, in my opinion. There were a lot of highlights and good melodies, in my opinion. Let me go track by track. I like Square One. It has a great drum intro, like Politic, honestly. No. No, it's I mix it up with White Shadows because one has a drum intro and one has a guitar intro, and I don't remember which one is which. But White Shadows is the one produced by Brian Eno, which worked later on Viva La Vida. We'll talk about that. What If is probably the worst Coldplay song at this point because the writing is just so bad. Oh my god.
Did the radical douche write it?
It would have been a lot better, honestly, if he wrote it. But after that, we have Fix You, which is top two Coldplay songs overall, and probably one of my favorite songs of the 2000 because it's just so hard hitting in my opinion. Like emotionally, it kind of makes me cry every time I listen to it. And Talk, which is amazing, sounds amazing. The guitar, oh my god, they incorporated one of the Kraftwerk best melodies from Computer Love,
Yeah.
which is just amazing. But after that, we have X and Y, which is kind of boring. Speed of Sound, which is good, but the vocals aren't great. A Message, which is boring. Low, which is kind of boring. The Hardest Part, which is sweet. Swallowed in the Sea, which I can't remember. And the last two, which I can't remember again. But I think this album is solid in its best parts and kind of okay in its worst parts, except for What If, which is just bad. But one thing about What If rips off Radiohead song, Pyramid song.
What if we
Okay.
run away?
Pyramid song came out in 2001, and What If came in 2005, I think.
Well, I really liked the album. I thought it was pretty good. I would call it like a strong 7, like 8. It had some of Coldplay's highest highs. Fix You is amazing. It's that guitar solo at the end is just perhaps one of the best moments of Coldplay's entire career. And it is Talk, which is not only the best Coldplay song, it is actually one of my favourite songs of all time. It's just that sample is just absolutely perhaps one of the best uses of sampling I've ever heard. It's one of the catchiest sort of melodies in any song that I've ever heard. It's just incredible. At the end it comes quite boring and then turns around to Twisted Logic. I think the ending is really, really good, but I can't remember it at all, so and then, Tilted Kingdom comes. Apparently it was supposed to be a collaboration with Johnny Cash, but Johnny Cash passed away before it could be recorded.
Oh,
So,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
So sad.
Bad boy.
What's going on? Like, there was just a long silence there. Was someone saying something?
Jarrett was saying something.
Oh, I don't hear Jarrett at all. He is not on my recording.
What?
Really?
Yeah, user volume is at 100%.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Don't trust me with recording next time, because he's just not in this podcast.
It's happening.
What?
Again. The voices. The voices.
Stroke my cactus.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, back to did you?
What?
Did you save that recording? Please tell me you didn't delete it.
Okay.
Wait, Andrew, can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, technical issues.
Sorry for that. We had some technical issues, but Andrew, not Andrew, Jared, can you quickly give your opinions on the 3 albums that we're talking about?
I don't think I can hear Andrew.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
What?
Oh my god.
We're dead.
Okay.
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 After
Jared,
some technical issues, we are
Jarrett,
back.
do you want to go with? Okay, Jarrett, do you want to give your thoughts on the albums, or are we still recording?
Right,
All
so
right, Jarrett.
yeah, go ahead.
This was
Okay, so thoughts on the first three albums. Parachutes, I kind of disagree with you guys on it. I think it's a really good album, even though it's like kind of boring. It's still a great like debut album, and I give it like an 8 out of 10. Okay. Next up is Rush of Blood to the Head, which is a very solid follow-up to Parachutes, and it has some great tunes. The first half is much better than the second half. Well, not much better, but it's better, and it's another 8 out of 10. Next up is X and Y, which is a bit of a step down from the first two, but still a solid album. It has Talk, which is one of the best Coldplay songs. It has a very boring second half. It has called Speed of Sound, which is really good, even though it's a ripoff of Clocks, and it is a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Okay.
X and Y ambassadors.
okay.
Did we give our thoughts on it? No, did we give our ratings of X and Y?
I
Okay,
already
I
did.
haven't said what I think of X and Y.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay,
Say now.
Sorry.
Okay, so
Sorry for playing Big Time Rush.
yeah.
Damn it,
you should be
Toast.
sorry. Okay, the first 5 tracks are really solid, and Square One, White Shadows, Fix You, and Talk are really good. X and Y and Speed of Sound are okay, and From a Message to Twisted Logic are pretty boring, and my least favorite is Swallowed in the Sea. But Till Kingdom Come with just a hidden track is a good closing track. So I think it's a solid album, but it's not that solid. The first half is so much better than the second half.
Okay.
Okay. So-
One more comment I have on X and Y. In the Toronto area, there's actually a mall called Square One. So when I hear the song, I don't think of like Square One as in like starting over. I just think of the shopping mall.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that just does that weaken the quality for you, or does that strengthen the quality for you of the song?
Square One was not one of those songs that really stood out to me, so it's neutral.
Okay. Well, you know what's gonna be more than neutral? Viva La Vida. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yay!
Oh
Yay!
yeah.
Okay. This
This
is the second best Coldplay album. It's a tie between this and A Rush of Blood to the Head. Even though I can admit some parts of this album are better than others.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, you go first, Rob.
Okay, so first of all, I think that the first 6 songs, six, you know, aren't amazing parts of them at least, but the last 4 are so good. Okay, track by track. Life in Technicolor is a good intro.
Oh, we lost our
Cemeteries of London is back. Cemeteries of London is great. Lost, I hate the lyrics in the chorus of Lost, but the rest of the song is sweet. It's good. 42 is pretty good. Lovers in Japan, Reign of Love is almost great, I'd say. Same with Yes and Chinese Chant. And the last 4 songs are probably every of them is like top 10 Coldplay songs. First, Viva La Vida, the biggest single of Coldplay's career, is perfect. We all agree on that.
Yes.
Yeah, Viva La Vida. Viva La Vida is so good that it just brings up the whole entire album to half a point.
Dana says something, right, when I think Viva La Vida is a perfect song, and it's still not even close to my top 5 Coldplay songs. So,
Same.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this album was really, really good. It was probably paired with Rush of Blood to the Head. I'm not sure which is better. But the one thing I do have to say, it contains Coldplay's worst song by a mile. Okay? So Live in
What?
Technicolor is Chinese Sleep Chant. Okay? It sounds like it's from Metal Machine Music by Lou Reed. It's just...
But was that
Wait,
on like
Technicolor?
was that in the deluxe edition? Because I
no.
It's, a
No.
good song.
The
Wait.
thing about Viva La Vida is both Lovers in Japan, Yes, and Death and All Its Friends are all sort of like double tracks. Because Lovers in Japan has Reign of Love at the end, which is a hidden track. Yes has Chinese Sleep Chant at the end, which is a hidden track. And Death and All Its Friends has something else at the end. I can't remember which.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
I think this song, Chinese Sleep Chant, it's like the end of the album Paramore. You know, like Paramore,
Like the
album
post-rock
Paramore.
outro on
Yeah.
Future?
Yeah, the post-rock outro. This is like a drone section of the song Yes, and I don't know. I think it works for what it is. It's not over long. It's 3 minutes only, so go figure.
I think it's just a terribly mixed mess. I think the lyrics are so sort of repetitive because it keeps repeating the same phrase over and over and over again, right? And it's just the biggest whiplash because it's immediately followed between by Viva La Vida, which is perfect, and Yes, which I think is really, really good. So it's sort of I really, really do not like it at all. So yeah.
I'll just give off my opinions now.
Oh yeah. So
This is, in my opinion, this is tied with Rush of Blood to the Head as Coldplay's best album. I think it's got Coldplay's best instrumentation with the harsh, fuzzy electric guitars, the hard-hitting drums, the vibrant strings and mellow piano mashing together to make an anthemic, very medieval Europe-sounding album. The songs on the album all combine together to make one album that leaves a lasting impression on you. It's a beautiful listen from the upbeat, optimistic Lost to the absolute perfection that is the big hit Viva La Vida. The album is just riddled with production choices that go absolutely right. Chris Martin's vocals, while they can be annoying at times, fit much better with production like this, and the whole theme of the album runs so well that it really does take you back to the medieval days. Also, like I said before, the Viva La Vida, the song itself, brings up the album by half a point. That's how good it is.
I think the last 4 songs are all great. Like Viva La Vida is amazingly perfect. Violet Hill is probably one of the best written songs of Coldplay's career. Like I don't know, the text, the writing also is different from usual Coldplay. It brings different stories and elements that Coldplay has never really utilized. Like usually Coldplay songs are hopeful and or really sad, but Violet Hill is just, I don't know.
Violet Hill is angry almost.
Yeah.
It's probably
like
Then Strawberry Swing is just, the melody in it, it's so good. Like
this album is
wait. You said about Chinese sleep chant that it's not good. I said it's a bit drony. If the album was produced by Brian Eno, who's known for producing albums like ambient music, working with U2, with Talking Heads, with Roxy Music, with David Bowie, and he's also known for making experimental rock, art, pop, and drone also. So I don't know, Chinese sleep chant may be intentionally sounding like this. So
all right. Well, I didn't know that, but yeah, just as unintentionally, if it was unintentional, then yeah, it's by far the worst Coldplay song in my opinion. The rest of the album is really, really good though. Violet Hill is the third best Coldplay song after Talk and God, Put a Smile on Your Face. And then Strawberry Spring is consequently the fourth best Coldplay song in my opinion.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
album contains 3 of my favorite Coldplay songs just ever,
Mm.
which is Viva La Vida, Lovers in Japan, and Violet Hill. All 3 of them are just, like, great songs.
Violet Hill, I'm not really a big fan of it. Like, I don't know why. It doesn't really like build. I don't think. I think it's just like the same thing like over and over again for the whole song.
Not even that guitar solo.
The ending with the piano is like,
Ah,
Yeah.
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 I don't know, it's probably my least favorite on the album.
It-
Yeah, but this is my favorite Coldplay album. It's like they tried to do something like big and epic, and it paid off. They hired Brian Eno, and Vito's great. You all know. And that's my favorite Coldplay song, which is Lost, which is like the same sort of sounds, like a huge anthemic song, and it's really great. And the guitar solo in it is amazing.
Lost is my least favorite, honestly.
Did you know Lost apparently has a remix which has Jay-Z on it?
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Yeah,
Listen
it
to
does.
that.
Oh yeah.
There is a Lost remix with Jay-Z in it, and
I
I
saw
listened to
that.
it, and it's really good.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
probably.
I didn't check that out.
Yeah, no, did I?
It's on the
Speaking of, I know this is kind of unrelated, but speaking of rock bands that have rapper guest verses, did you know that there's a remix of This Ain't a Scene? It's an arms race with Kanye West in it.
Oh
Yes.
my
Really?
god.
I mean,
knew that.
considering that they
Very-
worked with like Big Sean on Save Rock and Roll, it's not that surprising.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
It's
did a whole
actually-
album. They did a whole remix album containing every song from not Save Rock and Roll, American Psycho, American Beauty,
Oh god.
with rappers on.
Coming soon. Yeah,
It
they
has,
did. And I loved
it
it.
has
I hated it.
Migos on it.
That sounds like the worst thing ever.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I give it a 1 out of 10. It's so unbearable. Oh my god.
Like-
I mean, like American
Coming
Beauty,
soon.
American Psycho. I felt like it was not that strong of an album, but it had some good songs. So I gave it a 5 out of 10. But with rap remix, then
And
oh god.
let's just
Yeah.
It's the OG Mako feature. I love Conan.
I've never listened
let's
to
stay
Fall
for that boy discography podcast.
All right,
Mm.
Oh
all right.
my
So
god.
Okay.
Okay, go on, Andrew.
all right. So this album was kind of it made me realize that I'm sure that this isn't gonna be a very popular opinion. I feel like Chris Martin is the weak link in Coldplay. Like
Yeah.
instrumentally, this album is absolutely fantastic, with a single exception, which I would get to in a bit. But like in some of the songs, I feel like his vocals just don't really complement the instrumental all that well. I will give credit where credit is due. On this album, he pulled off like meshing with the instrumental much better than on say X and Y or Ghost Stories, but there were some elements I didn't really care for. My favorite songs on here are obviously Viva La Vida. I also really enjoy Lovers in Japan. The guitar line and like the first half of that song is absolutely incredible. And I also like Life in Technicolor. And on another listen, I also found out that I do quite enjoy Lost. It has a sort of haunting atmosphere that I quite like. I do not like Yes too much. I feel like it's the weakest track on the album, and it's actually because of the instrumental. The guitar, like especially at the start, it's just kind of jarring and is really not up to like Coldplay's usual instrumental standards. But I would say that this album is pretty good overall. I could see it growing on me a lot. For now, it gets a 6.5 out of 10, but that could change between now and the end of the year.
I found Yes and 42 to be the worst songs off of this album.
Okay, guys, I have to confess something. Viva La Vida, the song, is probably not only my favorite Coldplay song, it's probably my favorite song of all time. And it has been that way since 2008.
That's
boy.
fair.
Yeah.
It's actually
It's an incredible song.
Okay,
It's
can we
my
go through
favorite
a
number one.
track by
No,
track
but
of the
I
rap
don't
remix
do-
of American Psycho? American Beauty?
Oh, Azealia Banks.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, Rob
Centuries
posted
between
that in the Coldplay podcast chat. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
They have a
Azealia
track
Banks
with
feature.
Juicy J. Centuries with Juicy J.
all right.
Oh my
Uma
god.
Thurman with Wiz Khalifa.
Who's Uzi? Is that Lil Uzi
Okay,
Vert before
okay.
he was popular?
We'll save
Okay,
this for
listen,
the Fall Out Boy
continue.
podcast.
Yeah.
Fallout
Not after the
podcast.
Kanye podcast.
So if we even if
For
we
the
want to
Juicy
talk
J
about this
podcast,
album on the
especially
Fall
for
Out
that.
Boy podcast,
Okay, okay.
All right, Coldplay.
Wait, guys. Coldplay.
Or,
Okay, I guess my least favorite songs were 42 and Lost, but only because they were the only decent tracks per se, because the rest of the album is pretty great. And from Viva La Vida to Dead and All His Friends, those 4 songs are 10 out of 10 and easily
Yeah.
some of the best Coldplay songs.
Yeah,
It's fantastic. I give it a 9 out of 10.
I agree.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'll
The-
give
the-
it
That's fair.
The only
strong
thing that
like 9.
bugged me
Yeah,
is
strong
that
eight.
the only thing that bugged me is that there were a lot of hidden tracks, and that was a little bit confusing.
hidden tracks are like really weird on their albums. Until
Yeah.
like it's usually at the end. For Coldplay, they just like put hidden tracks in like the middle of the album.
Yeah, it's weird,
Alright.
There
but
should be only one hidden track.
Yeah, I
for
give it a
album.
strong 8, like 9.
Mm. Well,
Only because of Chinese
you know-
chat.
you know what else won't be? You know what won't be a strong 8, light 9? Milo Xylotto.
let's talk about that album. Okay, this will be the most controversial. I can see it.
Yes, and I shall begin
Oh,
the
no.
controversy by
Milo,
saying that this
Milo.
is my favorite Coldplay album.
Okay, I'm out.
What?
Alright, let me explain.
Okay.
So, as most of you know from the sort of music that I like to listen to, I like a lot of like upbeat, energetic sort of stuff, and I feel like this album delivered that in higher quantities than any Coldplay album before or since. I won't say that was amazing. It barely gets a higher score than Viva La Vida, a 6.75 out of 10. But I feel like some of the songs here are pretty enjoyable. My favorite track is Every Teardrop is a Waterfall. I really liked that song when it came out, like as a single back in like late 2011, and I still think that's one of the best Coldplay songs overall. I just think it's really great. And I also enjoyed like the first 4 tracks on the album, as well as UFO and Up in Flames.
I don't have much to say about this album. Like literally in my notes, I just said it is a very much improved version. I find it to be a very much improved version of X and Y, with the Sims sounding as lively as the guitars and everything just mashing so well together.
Okay.
I found my favorite
Wow.
track. Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
I found my favorite. Why?
Oh, sorry, let to speak.
Hold on, I have.
I find my
Go ahead.
I found my favorite songs to be Hurts Like Heaven, Paradise, because I just have so much nostalgia with Paradise. And Every Teardrop is a Waterfall. But my least favorite song, MMIX, yeah. Don't like that
Yeah.
song at all.
Um,
But anyways,
It's
yeah.
an interlude more. Okay,
Yeah.
wait.
I have one
The-
more
my
comment to
thought-
make about
Yeah, go on.
Hurts Like Heaven. The melody, like especially in the intro of the song, it sort of sounds like LA Devotee by Panic at the Disco, but it's sort of wonky in a way. Like the musical ideas don't really resolve as much as they do on LA Devotee. But I feel like they have a lot of like similar
But
structures.
LA
I absolutely love
Devotee
LA
came
Devotee.
later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
LA
And
Devotee
improved on
came
it.
later.
and improved on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
My thoughts on this album. This is one of my least favorite Coldplay album. This is everything bad about X and Y, but I don't know. It's just so worse than X and Y in my opinion. But like, let me go track by track. Like, it has a concept, a loose concept that doesn't make a lot of sense and doesn't resolve a lot in my mind, and it has god awful songs and the second half has really boring songs, and even the best songs are kind of overproduced to shit. Like Hurts Like
Yeah,
Heaven
there is-
sounds. Hurts Like Heaven sounds like too sugary almost, and Paradise sounds very drony in a way. Like it doesn't resolve. Like it's drony in the verses, and the chorus it's pretty epic. Okay, I love Paradise to be honest, but yeah, and every teardrop is it is a waterfall. Sounds like a club song made by Coldplay. I don't know. This album just doesn't work for me. And after that, Major Minus and Princess of China are just. Princess of China has one of the worst sounds imaginable. It's just overcluttered. It sounds terrible. Rihanna and Coldplay and Chris Martin don't have any chemistry at all. It's Coldplay's worst, to be honest. But other than that, every other song in the second half is just boring. Honestly,
It
Okay.
is.
I don't remember any of them.
I remember when I was a
My-
teenager, I was like quite horrified at the idea of Coldplay doing a song with Rihanna, because I was a pop-hating teenager back then.
Yeah. Okay, my thoughts on the album. This was by far the most disappointing album I've ever heard. And let me explain why, okay? It's a simple case of me listening to all the best tracks before I've heard the album, okay? So I think the first half of the album is great. Hurts Like Heaven is fantastic, it's brilliant. Paradise is probably Coldplay's second worst hit after Sky Full of Stars, but still really good. Charlie Brown is great, yeah. Us Against the World is okay. Every Teardrop in the Waterfall is amazing. And then the album comes to a stop. Major Minus was really bad. UFO was really bad. Princess of China was shit. Up in Flames was really bad. I hope Don't Let It Break Your Heart was headache inducing. The second half of this album was abysmal. It was generally
The first half was way better than the second half, but
and it's really disappointing because I like the idea. I liked that because it was supposed to be a rock opera about a government, a future like it's 1984, but it's sort of brighter. But it's sort of like, well, I kind of like the idea of it because it was about like graffiti artists and all, and I sort of liked the whole appeal. But it's just the second half was so bad. It's just ugh.
yeah.
It's
It-
Princess of China is the second worst Coldplay song after Chinese Sleep Chant, and it's just
It sounds like Chinese Sleep Chant was bad, honestly.
yeah.
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 Coldplay really hates Asia. Thank God I made Lovers in Japan to like sort of.
Lovers in Japan was
good, though.
China.
Yeah, Lovers in Japan was good. That's
Okay.
what
God,
made
it wasn't
Japan is not
Lovers in
China.
all right.
Japan is not China, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. All right.
Yeah, we know.
This album I would rate a 5 out of 10 because the first half is really good. Second half was the complete opposite. It was like it's the most middle of the ground album possible because I think the first half is the complete opposite in quality from the second half. So it just sort of middles down to a 5. So it's really, really easy to see why it's so divisive.
Yeah. I've heard some people call it like Coldplay's sellout album. I remember, like, back in our 2011, 2012, like, everyone on the internet was freaking out about Every Teardrop is a Waterfall.
Every Teardrop is a Waterfall is the best track on here.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
I'd say
Yes.
it's, like, my
I don't-
second favorite Coldplay song overall after Viva La Vida.
Okay, wait. I think this is kind of, in the way, a bit of how do I say it? A sellout in the sense that the last album was more art pop, art rock, and this is more sellout in a way, more commercial.
Yeah, but this isn't a sellout as like some of the other albums that are up later, but we'll get to that.
Yep. I don't know. I'm not as liberal with the term sellout as a lot of other people in this community are, so I wouldn't really call it a sellout. Just there's some tracks where don't really hold up that well.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, calling something sellout is always something hard to.
I think we all agree. I
Understand.
think we all agreed because we were having a conversation on this before. That are we going to make like a
Hey.
sellout, like an episode? Oh, hey, welcome back, RJS.
Oh, yep.
Hi.
Were we going to make an episode on like what is a sellout and like just talking about sellouts in general?
Yeah, I definitely want to do that at some point.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do
I
that.
used to think
Yeah.
that.
Are we-
Sorry, there you go.
Are we still in Milo's?
Yeah, we're just
Yep,
finishing.
we're still in Milo's
Yeah.
Order and we're talking about sellouts.
Okay. I think that this album is good, like not really good, but good, like nice, okay. There are a lot of decent tracks, but not a lot of great ones. I think the only great one, which is pretty underrated, is Charlie Brown.
Charlie
Yeah.
Brown
Other
was
than
at,
that, it's-
Charlie Brown was actually my favorite song when I was the age when Miles Lodo came out,
yeah.
and my
Yeah,
tastes
it's-
were apparently really good then because it's still amazing. So, yeah.
It's a
I
good
think-
song.
I think that Charlie Brown is one of Coldplay's best song ever, the best on the album.
Yeah, it's easily the best of the album, and I think that Every Teardrop is a Waterfall and Pieces of China are good, even though Rob would not agree with that last one.
Nope.
And other than that, there's nothing much to say.
The synthwork and Prince.
Also, a lot of people have said that this is the worst Coldplay album, but
I don't agree with that.
considering that Ghost Story,
I agree with that.
I wouldn't say that. But, yeah.
Princess of
very average
China's
album.
synth, the synth and Princess of China is, I think, what people hate in Flume for me. It's just I like Never Be Like You. but
Oh,
I
please
it's
don't
like
get me into
the
a
reverse of
conversation
that.
about Flume again.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Princess
Actually-
of China. Wait, Princess of China samples "Talk" by some band Sigur Rós. Wait, which is an Iceland experimental post-rock band. So go
Okay.
figure.
Alright then.
It's okay. It's post-rock. So I don't know. I haven't listened to the song.
Alright, well, we'll move on to ghost
Hey.
stories now.
Oh,
Wait, has
yes.
Jarek given his
Oh.
thoughts? Has Jarek given his thoughts on Milo's out though?
Oh, Jack.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
I know he disconnected and then came back, so I'm not sure
Yeah.
if I can hear him or not. Jared, try
Yeah,
saying
Jack's
something.
here.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't hear him. Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh,
no. Okay.
Quick, give your thoughts on Milo's out before it breaks again.
Okay, Milo Exile Lala is a fine album. I don't know. It's definitely the beginning of the end for Coldplay. Well, okay, there's not the end, but anyway,
Coldplay will
the
never
singles
end.
actually, I was surprised by how well they held up. Like, I expected Paradise to be kind of bad on. I haven't listened to it in like 3 years, but it actually was really good.
Yeah.
Everything is a Waterfall is really good. I actually really liked In Terms of China, and yeah, I get what they were going for, but it's still kind of like not that great. 6 out of 10.
All right. Well, let's move on to ghost stories.
Oh god.
Oh, boy.
This was okay.
Ooh.
This is a special album for me because back like a year ago when I thought, you know what, why don't I just listen to all of Coldplay's albums because I like them. I used to really like this album so much that it was the first album I gave a 10 out of 10. That's how much I liked it a year ago. And now that
Honest-
I'm re-listening to it, I was like, what was I thinking?
Okay.
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 Okay. So
I'll give my opinion first. This album is not as bad as everyone says. It's a 5 out of 10 at worst. Okay, it's not it's an ambient, minimalistic breakup album. It's for people in a very, very specific state of mind. However, I'm not one of those people unless I'm in a very specific state of mind. It's not as bad as the latter half of Milo Xyloto, and it might be even better than Parachutes, but it doesn't have anything near the quality of Shiver. But there's no way this isn't for anyone who isn't into soft ballads or quiet music. If you don't like that kind of music, do not listen to this album. The best song is the first one, All Is In My Head, because I really like the sort of ghostly, haunting feel that sort of sets us in the mood for the rest of the album. And then the Skyfall Stars, which is the worst Coldplay hit because it's a sort of slightly above generic EDM hit, but it's still really nice. However, it has Midnight is a 2 out of 5. I know people hate that song because it's sort of like Bon Iver light, but I really like the sort of synth-drivenness of it, near the sort of middle of it. But the processed vocals are just bad. Oceans is one of the most boring songs I've ever heard. The vocals are pretty bad at points, and Another's Arms says Another's Arms roughly 16 times. It's really, really repetitive.
Why? Okay. I was going to say opinions, but like Mercenarian pretty much said all of my opinions for me. So thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. I know people that like this album because it's a conceptual album more. It's a breakup album. It's dramatic. It has emotion and swell to it. It's somber. It's melancholic. It's ambient. But I don't know. It's just a sterile rock album that's boring. And the worst song on it, the song with Avicii, it's the most energetic song on it.
Wait, what do you mean the song with Avicii? Is that a Sky Full of Stars?
Yes,
that's
it's
a Sky Full of Stars, yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
song.
Oh,
That was the second best song on the album.
It's
that was
a sellout song.
for the album.
Not that
It's a
great.
sellout song that was played at a lot of soccer games, and it's boring. Even that song is boring. It's watered down as fuck. It's an EDM song with Coldplay. I don't know. It's just so the entire album is just really boring. I think the best song might be Midnight because it's Coldplay getting more experimental and trying different sounds, and it actually pays off slightly. But I don't know. 5 or 6 out of 10, I say.
EDM and Coldplay should never go together unless EDM producer's name is Seeb.
And even
Yes.
then, but more on that later.
Yeah, I still say.
More on that later.
Even that didn't work.
Yeah.
I
so-
forgot to give my rating
so
of
I
Ghost
have the-
Story.
Okay.
I forgot to give my rating of Ghost Stories. 6 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Okay, keep
Ghost
going.
Stories, I'm gonna go earlier in the order than usual. Is okay. I don't know. It's alright. It's definitely like more of a concept album, on the same way as Milo Xyloto, but about his breakup, and it mostly works. And I think Midnight might be my favorite track since it's definitely way different than any other Coldplay song. It's like really like weird and experimental. And also, I think Magic is kind of underrated in terms of like their sort of big hits.
I think Magic is one of Coldplay's best hits.
Yeah.
I didn't know Magic was a hit. Alright.
Magic was a hit. I've literally never heard it
Magic
before.
was. I don't think
It
Magic was a
peaked
hit.
almost as high as A Sky Full of Stars, and
Oh.
I think missed the year end.
Oh,
Okay. I
Okay.
didn't look at the sort of hits
It didn't miss the
Coldplay
year.
has. So the sort of
It peaked at like number 5 in Australia.
the thing about Ghost Stories is that I can see why people would like listen to it because it's sort of like breakup music and it's sort of like emotionally powerful. But you see, why listen to that when you can listen to Tidal Weights and Heartbreak by Kanye West? It's sort of,
Yes.
which is on another level entirely. which is one of the best albums of the past 20 years. So
It's one of the best 7.0 out of 10. It's one of the best albums that I gave a 7.0 out of 10.
I'll give it
agree.
like a 9 or very strong.
I gave it a 9.
So.
Okay, so
Someone make an
Anyways,
808s and
Coldplay.
ghost stories.
Okay,
Andrew, have you given your thoughts on?
No, not
Ghost
yet.
Stories
I don't think RGS has
Okay.
either, so if he wants to go first.
okay, so I had the perfect sound effect to some of this album. Just wait.
Dramatic effect.
Okay, so this album was pretty
Boring.
boring, and it wasn't even like it didn't have like the passion that parachutes have. At least parachutes had a little bit of passion that I saw. It was just pretty boring and forgettable. I don't even remember half of these songs, but I think that Sketchful Stars was the best one, and I don't even like that one that much. So I give it barely a 5 out of 10.
I'm
same.
gonna go one lower. I give this album a 4 out of 10. It is my least favorite Coldplay album, easily.
Oh yeah, mine too.
The one area where I felt like this album shone was in the instrumentation. I thought that the instrumentation was consistently great, but like basically like, capitalizing on what happened in Viva La Vida, Chris Martin was just like the weakest link in this album. A lot of the songs were brought down by a lot of uninteresting vocal melodies. My favorite songs were A Sky Full of Stars, which is one of my favorite Coldplay songs. I know it's a sellout, but I don't really let that bother me too much. And I also enjoyed Ink a bit. I did not really care for Midnight. There's a reason I haven't listened to the new Bon Iver. It was just way too experimental for me. I don't care for it at all.
Dance.
I know
Okay.
for
This is better than the
Wait,
last Bon Iver.
Midnight
Wait,
was,
I had to say something about it, but I forgot. But go on.
Midnight, I know for a fact, is one of ARTV's favorite Coldplay songs. The LP Club's one of his favorite Coldplay songs. And I think, Scribble Nut from NMR?
Yep.
Yeah, I know it's
Oh,
one
yeah.
of his favorite Coldplay
Oh.
songs. So,
Yeah,
there we go.
Yay, Coldplay.
Yeah, like
yeah, Coldplay.
Ghost Stories just
Like,
really
or
didn't
said,
do
or
anything for
said.
me. It is pretty disappointing.
Oh,
I
wait.
think-
I have to say something about it.
Yep.
Okay. This is like Radiohead's Hail to the Thief. This has some of the worst vocals of Coldplay's career, like Radiohead had on Hail to the Thief. Hail to the Thief was a very unappealing album in the vocals department because Tom Bjork decided to record everything live, and the vocals sounded like garbage on almost every track, and it came off as really stupid sounding. And this is just that. This is this album is more blatantly copying Radiohead than the previous albums.
Oh,
Actually.
I'm probably not gonna like Radiohead too much.
Yeah,
I could see.
I can see that.
I haven't heard much of Radiohead, so I don't know about that. But from what I've heard of Kids A, I think this is sort of really sort of like that, and it's sort of like the more electronic side. And it's more experimental than that. So,
Hey,
Yeah.
Rob, one
except
question
far worse.
about Hail to the Thief. So you said that like he recorded it live, like in concerts.
No. The vocals have a rougher production around it
Oh,
that makes them sound. He recorded them in a way live more. I'm not sure exactly,
oh,
but yeah.
Are we done?
It's,
So can we all agree that this was probably their worst album?
yes.
yes,
Or
No.
very much
Not
yes.
their
I would,
worst.
I would say Milo's I Loved was worse because I just really hate that second half. I just
I would
really
say
hate
X and Y is worse, but I would say Ghost Stories isn't that good.
it. Okay. Now on to Head Full of Dreams, which I did not listen to. So and I need to go quickly. So I'm just gonna give my thoughts on Adventure of a Lifetime and Him for the Weekend. Him for the Weekend's amazing. It's one of the best hit songs of the year. It's got this really nice feel to it. I don't know if I like it more than the C remix. I'm not sure. Adventure of a Lifetime is a good song, not great, but it's definitely an honourable mention worthy. And yeah, okay, I'm done. Right, well,
Okay.
see you guys later.
Peace.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Okay. This. Okay. Can I get my thoughts
Yep.
quickly? Because
Yeah.
okay, I usually put Coldplay albums before I sleep, and this was unpleasant because it gave me nightmares.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Oh my gosh.
so what the hell was Radiohead thinking when they hired Stargate to produce this album? If you don't know Stargate, Stargate produced Body Language, Break the Rules, Black Widow,
Oh no.
Come and Get It, Diamonds. He's a pop producer that
Okay.
hey,
I'm
and
sure
Worth
those
It,
songs are good.
and Worth It. He produced Worth It, and he's
Oh,
garbage. He produced the entire album, and the entire album sounds bad. Even the songs that have a good core to them, like Him for the Weekend, sound like garbage. I don't think I like any song, but Amazing Day maybe that one is pretty good. This should have been a single, I think, but the rest of
I
the
have to
album
go.
is really
I'll be
forgettable. I fell asleep to it. I had nightmares because of it. I don't want to
Oh my
listen
God.
to it again. It's not good. Worst Coldplay album, maybe a 4 or 3 out of 10, I think.
I think that Ghost Stories is considerably worse because I think that this album was kind of decent. This was actually the first Coldplay album I listened to in its entirety. I listened to it in a plane, and the first time I almost fell asleep, to be honest. But it actually has like its 3 singles. Adventure of a Lifetime, Hidden for a Weekend, and Up and Up are really good, and the rest of it is pretty forgettable. I didn't even notice that Tough Love had a song like this. That's how forgettable
Yeah,
it was.
like she
Yeah,
she wasn't really a presence on that song at all.
She was like at the end.
I didn't really care for Tovlo in that one song.
That one was actually like one of my highlights from A Head Full of Dreams. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm not a Tuvlo fan at all, but I thought that Fun featuring Tuvlo was a pretty good track, as was Adventure of a Lifetime. And I did not really care for Army of One. Overall, I give this album a 5.5 out of 10. It's sort of middle of the road. It's not as good as Viva La Vida or Milo Xyloto, and it's not as dull as Parachutes or Ghost Stories. It's just sort of middle of the road.
My opinion time, I guess.
Yep.
I actually like this album a lot because I don't know. When I listen to, I listen to albums before I go to sleep, and this album was honestly great for me to help me to go to sleep. And I know that sounds bad, but considering I can't sleep, barely can sleep, it does wonders, and the music's good as well, I guess. But yeah, 7 out of 10 for helping me to get to sleep.
Coldplay, the best band at getting you to fall asleep.
This was like Parachutes. I used to like it a lot. To hear it a lot before sleeping, and it's decent for that. It's better to listen to this than Green Day's Insomniac, if you know what I mean. Okay, nobody get it.
I haven't listened to any Green Day album except for Revolution Radio.
Okay,
so I wouldn't
no,
know.
I listened
Green Day?
once. Once I listened to the Green Day album Insomniac when I woke up at night, which is a hard rock punk album that's full of party songs, full of energy, and I couldn't sleep after it.
Good job.
I know.
Am I like the only one who doesn't listen to albums before he goes to sleep? I mean, I like listen to specific
radio.
songs.
I
I usually try to go
I
sleep.
don't do that either.
I usually try to go sleep with like a Paramore song stuck in my head or something, but I just don't sit down and listen to a whole album and then turn off the computer and go to sleep.
I
Oh,
listen
nice
to
to
albums
sleep
using
on
my
music.
iPad. I feel like it's better for me.
About Head Full of Dreams. It's probably their worst album, I think. It's
Bad boy.
I think Adventure of a Lifetime is like by far the highlight of the album.
Yeah.
It like stands out a lot from the other tracks, which are also
Okay.
kind of not great.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I noticed this the other day. Adventure of a Lifetime is basically the same instrumental as Can't Feel My Face, but with this weird noises like. I don't know if it's a guitar or something, but like the instrumental is exactly the same as
Those sound like pitch shifted vocals, not
Can't Feel My
a
Face.
guitar.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know, some weird noises, but it's exactly the same as Can't Feel My Face, almost. And that's pretty weird.
I'll give my best and worst songs of the album. I find my best songs to be Birds, Hymn for the Weekend, Everglow, Adventure of a Lifetime, and especially Up and Up. Up and Up is like one of my favorite Coldplay songs ever. But I do find worst songs to be something like the title track, and even though it's kind of like an interlude, Kaleidoscope. I just don't like them.
One
remember, like,
one comment I have
Kaleidoscope.
about Hymn for the Weekend. I wouldn't say that like it's Coldplay's best song overall, but it's so crazy to me just how much better the original is to the Seeb remix. I'm not really a Seeb fan, and
Yeah.
like I thought that the remix felt just sort of aimless and confusing, whereas the original felt more focused in its sound.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what they did to Chris Martin's vocals in the remix, but
Yeah.
they don't work at all. And this is coming from a guy that loves A Tu Capilla de Vista remix, which improves the original in every way, but not the same with this one.
Yeah, like in the pre-chorus when he says "lol," they just loop that in the post-chorus in the remix, and it's like, what the fuck?
What?
It just sounds drunk in the remix, which yeah, like, I guess that's not technically a bad thing considering that like the main line of the chorus says "we are feeling drunk and high," but I don't know. It's like it just feels confusing compared to the original.
Oh, and in Before Local Reviews Kills Us.
Yeah.
I don't like I took a pill in Ibiza either.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Oh my
Before
God.
I Kill You.
First it was Don't Let Me Down, and now it's I Took a Pill in Ibiza. Bad guy. Get out. And you know what? You gave Abbey Road a 6 out of 10. Alright?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
Oh wait, I forgot.
You
forgot to mention
gave
something.
Malo Siloto a better score than Abbey Road.
Oh my
God.
Why?
Okay, wait. We need to mention something that Coldplay kind of inspires from the Beatles too. At least "Hey Jude" sounds like a lot of Coldplay tracks. Hey
Yeah.
Jude. With that guitar, that piano, no?
I've not
Yeah,
listened to Hey
that's
Jude, so
it.
I don't know.
Well,
I-
Full of Dreams.
not great.
Very middle
No,
of the road
it's
album.
Yeah, Coldplay.
It's probably
5 out of 10.
It's one of their weakest. I give it a
Like right.
5 out of 10.
Alright,
A strong 5 out of 10. Like
thoughts
it's
on
better than
Coldplay as a whole?
Parachutes.
Oh,
Okay.
so
I think I gave my
they're
score
good.
for Ghost Story 6 out of 10.
they're good.
For Coldplay as a whole, I'd say they're a decent band. I wouldn't say they're fantastic or anything, and I feel like they missed the mark too often for me to consider them higher than decent. But when they, when like their high highs are really high, and like Viva La Vida is one of the
I would
greatest songs of all time.
Yeah, I would rate
Yeah.
Coldplay as a whole a 7 out of 10. They can be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They can be
give
good,
him a
but
7.5. I'll be nice.
Oh my god.
I
That
give
can
them a
be
3 out
really
of 5.
good.
That would translate to like a 7 out of 10, I
If you're
think.
gonna listen to Coldplay, listen to the first half of Coldplay, not the second half. The second half is just
Okay, well, I would recommend a lot to the viewers that you should listen to A Rush of Blood to the Head and Viva la Vida and or Dead to All of His Friends, but I'm not sure if I would recommend anything else from them, honestly. I mean,
can
Malo
we-
Siloto and X and Y were good, but not that great, and the rest were kind of mediocre.
Yeah, I
or
could.
decent.
Don't sleep on parachutes.
I
Okay,
could recommend like individual tracks, but not really most of the albums as a whole.
Okay, there's a bullshit thing that most rock fans consider the first Coldplay album, Parachutes, to be the best and only good album of that.
Yes.
Yeah, that like I don't know. The
That's
rock
true.
critic says that Parachutes is the best album,
Yeah.
followed by Rush of Blood to the Head and Viva la Vida. And I don't know. It's really strange. Like Parachute is okay, but the
Is it
following
really that
three
good?
are kind of better. The following 3 albums.
yeah.
Yeah,
Are we done?
I guess
I
so.
think so.
I guess we're
Yeah.
done.
So-
Well, you
We
just
went for a
watched
while.
the B-side podcast where we're great, but that's besides the point. So,
Yep.
see you guys later.
Bye.
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 Parachutes underrated.